Hello fragrance fans, and welcome to today's video. We're going to be doing a review of Mr. Smelly's fragrance from the house of Naughton Wilson, Gravitas Pour Homme. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, hit the notifications bell to be reminded when we upload new content. We try to upload multiple times a week, and appreciate all of our new subscribers. We're the smallest fragrance review channel on YouTube, and so we need your help building our fragrance fan base slash whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Community, that was what I was looking for, not fan base. All right, so Gravitas Pour Homme. I've had this sample, and I don't have a full bottle of this. That is probably a 10 ml sample. These are what I mainly sell, and this is a 3 ml sample. This one may be this is probably a 7 ml sample. But a 3 ml sample, I've had this sample for well over a year. Probably a year and a half. I got this not too long after Gravitas Pour Homme was released, and so you can tell. Of course, I haven't worn it a lot, but I have put a little dent in it. But a 3 ml sample that you can get from me, it will last a while. I mean, there's a lot of sprays in this bottle right here. You'll be able to wear that fragrance every day for, a week plus, or you could wear it a couple of times a week for a month off of this one little fragrance sample that you're going to get from me for anywhere from $7 to $10, and it'll save you a lot of money, and you don't have to blind buy 100 different fragrances and only wind up liking 10 of them. So I'm going to review it off of this sample here. I've got the dry down on my right hand, and we're going to give it a fresh spray, get those top notes on my left hand, and they are fleeting. One of the negative remarks from different reviewers and folks on for Granica and places like that is that the top notes don't stick around very long. But I will say this, while they are there, they're excellent. I really love the opening to Gravitas Pour Homme. The citruses, let's see what is listed here. I'm going to say, just by smelling, what I can smell is probably some lemon and some type of orange. So let's scroll down. You can't see my screen, but I can. Let's scroll. So the top notes, lavender, mandarin orange, and bergamot, not lemon. And I don't know why I said lemon now that I smell it, and I'm thinking about it. It doesn't have a lemony smell at all. What I get off the top is the cardamom. Middle notes is cardamom, coriander, and pepper, and it is a very peppery fragrance, a very spicy, aromatic. It's listed as an aromatic fougere. When I smell it, I kind of put it more in a spicy, woody profile, at least off the opening. Now, once it dries down, again, I've got the dry down on my right hand. You get it kind of in the middle. I've had the dry down on my hand for maybe an hour and a half. And really right now, all I'm really getting is that moss and a little bit of the lavender. So here's the thing is, it's a great smelling fragrance, but for the concentration, it's listed, I believe, as an extrait de parfum, or at least an eau de parfum. And I'll be honest with you, it's smooth. You can tell it's not an eau de toilette. You don't get a alcohol blast when you spray it. all fragrances have maybe a tinge of that, but it's smooth. You can tell the concentration is eau de parfum or higher. It smells thick. It's not fleeting and it's not jumping around like an eau de toilette does. As far as it sits a little heavier on the skin, but it doesn't last very long. And it's taken me a long time to review it because I didn't want to. I don't want to poo-poo on the fragrance because it smells so good, but it just doesn't perform. The performance is where it lacks, and I thought that maybe it was just my sample, but after reading a lot of reviews, that seems to be one of the negatives about it, is that it doesn't stick around for a long time. And it's not a projection beast or anything like that. On the opening, you get a blast of that citrus. It's not overly citrusy. Mr. Smelly compared it to Eau Sauvage, the original version, and that's not what I get. Eau Sauvage, is a citrus aromatic fragrance, and the citruses is not as bright and vibrant as Eau Sauvage. They're there. They're kind of like what you get. What I think that it smells the most like would be something like one of these, and I've got this in place. This is Equus, but just pretend like this is Pour Homme, the one with the lion, because it smells like these, and these are typically, I believe these are all classified as woody aromatics or spicy woodies or something like that. There's probably lavender in all of these, I'm not sure, and that's where you kind of get that fougere, I guess. But to be honest with you, it smells the most like Zeno by Davidoff. Smells a lot like Gravitas Pour Homme. Again, not the one with the horse, but I don't have the lion head bottle here anymore. So I'll just put this out here, just kind of give you reference. It smells a lot like it. I remember it having some similarities to Safari by Ralph Lauren, with that kind of citrusy and then that woody, mossy dry down. It smells really good if you like this genre of fragrances, which is more probably guys that are 35 and older. It's kind of more grown-up fragrances. This is not your sweet mall genre. Bois de Portugal, I know, is Mr. Smelly's favorite fragrance, and I have a sample of it, and it does smell like it's in that category. This is definitely the category of fragrances it is in. Again, the opening is great. The middle is actually excellent. The middle, it kind of transitions into mainly lavender, spice, and vanilla. Before the oak moss and the ambergris, it lists ambergris. I don't smell a lot. It's more moss. But before that really takes prominence, there is this nice vanilla in the base, in the middle part of the fragrance, that it just really widens it out and gives it a nice wide bottom. It's really lovely. Like right now, I've already got kind of past the opening on my left hand where we did the fresh spray, and I've got that lavender, I've got that pepper, and I've got that vanilla. A little bit of that patchouli is in there, and it's really nice. The problem is this hand. Again, at most, this is an hour and a half old. And all I'm really getting is moss, which is not real pleasant by itself. So it's oak moss and patchouli. And then you can kind of smell the subtle where the lavender was and the cardamom and the pepper. And you can kind of smell those things, but mainly what you're getting is oak moss and ambergris. Oak moss and patchouli. And it's only an hour and a half in. So that's where my problem is, because this right here, Zeno by Davidoff, smells very similar. In fact, let me give it a spray here. In fact, on the opening, really similar. Now, this has got to have tobacco in it. Gravitas Pour Homme doesn't have tobacco. This is $125, or at least it was the last time I checked. And I meant to check before I did the video to see. This you can pick up for $25. The line you can pick up $25 in eau de parfum concentration. I know this lasts a good 6 hours easily. It's a skin scent for probably up to 10 or so. Same thing with the Lalique. Guerlain Heritage Eau de Parfum is in this category. You can pick this up for around $40 and it smells better. I hate to say that, Mr. Smelly, but it smells better. It smells every bit as high quality, if not more. It's a third of the price. So that is my problem, is that, and I understand that $125 for a niche fragrance is not, it's not a bad deal. But when you can pick up something like this, a niche fragrance that is high quality, that will last all day and a half of another one. Yeah, this is not as spicy. It's not as, so it's not really fit into this genre. But when I can pick that up for $95, I can pick this up for $40, $25, $125. And if the performance was there, I would be fine with it, if the projection and performance. But since it's not, now I'll say this too. There's going to be some of you out there that's going to smell this, and you're going to smell something in this that you don't smell in this or this or this or that or whatever, and you're going to be, man, that's absolutely worth $125, and that's fine. But I think for the majority of folks out there, I couldn't recommend spending that for this unless you just have the disposable income to just throw it away. Not throw it away. That's a terrible, to spend it at will on whatever you want, and you just want it because you want to support Mr. Smelly and his channel and his business, and maybe there's something in it that you pick up that I don't, or that most people don't, that sets it apart from everything else. But to me, with it being in these as categories, and it's not as good as some of them, but it's much higher, well, then it just kind of is what it is. So that is my review on Gravitas Pour Homme. And please subscribe to the channel if you like what you're seeing here. Hit the notifications bell. Help us grow the smallest fragrance review channel on YouTube. Till we see you next time, we'll say God bless. Thank you for watching. We'll see you down the road. Frag on, Frag fam.